cousin is Michael Jackson and my niece is Rihanna. I am Africa and I'm gone with the wind. Fabulous.
My name is Tiffany. Some people may call me a gold digger, but they just want what I have.
Hi, my name is Twinkle. I moved here from India 6 months ago, and a little bit of Twinkle can spice up any party.
Hi, I'm Susie Lynn, and I'm a self-declared fashionista, and my husband may be a plastic surgeon, but I'm 98% real.
So I only have 3 hours to get ready for this charity auction ball, and I have no idea what to wear, and I'm freaking out.
So today, I went up to the boutique with my good friend Susie, and we saw Miss Twinkle there trying to get an outfit for the ball later today. But she was just so bad. Like, if you're trying to find an outfit, like, look at my new sunglasses. They're Louis Vuitton. Anyway.
Did you see what she was wearing today? Oh my god, it totally blew my mind. Girl, hold on. What is this?
These are the outfits I picked out.
This isn't going well at all, girl. You need our help. Since those girls are totally fashion clueless, I got permission to do my own little fashion segment. Isn't that so exciting? Alright guys, here's what goes with what. C dot goes with circa, and circa is used for dates. CF goes with confer. Chap dot stands for chapter. CONT dot is continued. I think you should wear this one. This is gonna look the best tonight.
Ed?
Yeah.
Edify?
Yeah. That's a winner right there. ED dot stands for edited by or editor. X with exemplia gratia. Totally looks great. E dot G dot is exempli gratia. Et dot al dot stands for et alia, and that means and others. ETC?
What does that even go with?
Totally goes with etc. You guys just need my fashion sense help.
Okay.
ETC dot goes with etc. and that's for and so forth. F dot goes with following page or line. IBD dot stands for ibidum, and that means same place. IE dot stands for id est. L dot stands for line, and if you want that plural, it's LL dot.
Lowercase. Lowercase obviously doesn't go with verses.
Totally goes well with this. Look at that. Look at that color pairing. L dot C dot stands for lowercase. MS stands for manuscript, and those are both capital letters. NB dot stands for nota bene, and that means note well. OP dot CIT dot stands for opere citato, which means in the work cited. P dot stands for page, and if you want that plural, you do PP dot. PUB dot stands for published, or published by. So this viz,
It obviously goes with videlicet, which means nearby.
means namely actually. Come on, get it right, Africa. VIS dot stands for videlicet, which means namely. VOL dot stands for volume. VS dot stands for verses. Thanks for listening to the fashion segment, guys!
Oh my god. Here we go, guys.
Hey. Hi guys, welcome to tonight's ball. I'm really excited to do this benefit thing for the children who can't art good, or CWCAG.
I wonder where she got that picture from, because it's quite possibly the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my
Google.
life. I don't use Google because I don't have to pay for it.
As an organization, we are dedicated to improving art. For all of your children out there who just can't art good.
Did you see the way she left off that comma before the quote, even though it was a short quote that was let in by said? Come on!
As an organization, we benefit the community. Art is important to succeeding in life.
Did you see the way she used a comma in that quote exceeding one sentence? It's definitely supposed to be a colon. I just can't take her stupidity sometimes. It's a lot to handle, but I'm such a good friend.
Everyone should know, preteens and teenagers love art.
At least she knew to use a block quote. More than 4 sentences of a prose definitely calls for one. That's so freaking huge paragraph right there. Thank God it's not poetry, or else it'd just be 2 lines that needs one.
A lot of people end up using a period instead of a colon to punctuate before the quote starts, but she was way off using a comma.
I hate it when people do that.
Even I know how to do that and have like an IQ of like 53.
Oh my gosh, Africa, you're so smart. Don't underestimate yourself.
I know.
She put it in the middle of a sentence. Everyone knows to never sandwich a quote between a sentence.
And I love it because I have a sentence on both sides of the quote, which makes it seem that much more integrated.
And she didn't even lead in. It's so boring. Why would I ever want to read it?
She's an idiot. It's okay.
Thank God she at least indented it. 10 spaces MLA format for block quotes, grade school stuff. But why'd she put quotation marks? Everyone knows that block quotes shouldn't have quotation marks.
If her block quote wasn't in the middle of a sentence, I bet she would have used a period, which is totes wrong. It's supposed to be a colon.
Art of aspiring artists and their abstract concepts and ideas, like this snake that's a tadpole with a bird beak and rhinoceros teeth.
I'm pretty sure I heard her talk about her rhinoceros before. I think she thinks that's a real thing.
Someone get this girl into mental institutions, I swear.
My good friend Twinkle, my best friend, always says that the best things about life are the pretty things, just like her. Twinkle, you're one of the best things about my life because you are so pretty.
At least she managed to punctuate my quote right. I was scared she put a comma after the word that when it didn't even need one.
And the period at the end of the sentence isn't quotation marks because everyone knows that commas and periods always go inside.
When do exclamation marks and question marks go outside? I've seen it both times and it's so confusing.
Well, Susie, even though you're supposed to be the smart one, exclamation marks and question marks totally can't make up their minds, so they go inside. As long as they are part of the quote, as long as they are part of the quote in general. If they're not, they go outside.
Oh my gosh, Africa, you're so smart. Thanks for telling me.
They're sort of like you, Susie. They can't make up their mind.
A famous person, I don't know who, but just some guy, once said, "I need art to make my soul feel alive."
Is that first one an orphan quote?
No, the second one is. It's not explicit who said that. The first one is a blind quote because of its vague source. So who's the so-called famous person? It could be someone like you, and heavens knows you're not famous.
Earlier this week, I talked to a child in CWCAG, an organization that's very important to my life. And I asked him, what is your favorite part about CWCAG? And she told me, I really like art, because art is a beautiful thing. Here's some inspirational quotes for your perusing in your leisure time.
What the heck is that slashy thing in the middle of the sentence? That's such an obvious typo.
Actually, that's a virgule. It's used to separate 2 lines of poetry. If it's more than 2 lines, you should just use a block quote, like I said earlier. Were you not listening, Africa?
It was right, Africa.
Come on.
I'm so sorry.
Why are there 4 dots?
It's ellipsis. Since like thought trails off, kind of like Tiffany spacing out a little bit. I thought it was usually 3 dots.
Well, since it's the end of the sentence, there's another dot for the period. Oh my god, I thought you were supposed to know that,
Gotcha.
huh?
It slipped my mind. It's like this.
Don't harass me when you don't know anything either.
Thank you for your time.
That was so good, Tiffany!
Oh my god, that was
I loved it!
amazing.
That banquet was not awful.
No, it was terrible.
I thought that my PowerPoint was really well done. Like, I totally love the aesthetic appeal of it.
Did you see how ugly and plain that presentation was?
You know, it was white background.
It looks like someone didn't put effort into that.
The one thing that if I could go back and change, I wouldn't have used ellipsis as much, because my English teacher always told me don't use ellipsis a lot because you're not supposed to. But I don't think the ladies notice. They're usually pretty oblivious to like grammatical errors and stuff. So overall, I think it was a really great night. I know that it was supposed to be like a ball, but I didn't really dance that much.
Africa, you were totally tearing up that dance floor.
Thanks. I learned those dance moves from my late cousin, Michael Jackson.
I thought he was your 5th cousin.
He's dead!
I'm so sorry for your loss. I am so sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Africa.
Okay, you can stop. So, I'm recently single.
Thank God your husband's finally gone.
Yeah, his rotting body was really starting to stink up the bedroom.
I wish I could have left that party when it started.
Africa, whenever you're there, you always want to be gone, and whenever you're gone, you always want to be there.
Whatever. I'm great. So, I have something important to say to you guys right now. Whenever I use ellipses, I use them in the middle of the sentence usually, because I'm trying to change my mind and or filter myself, and I shall tell you how to use one right now. So this is my sentence. I was walking to the park. Space dot space dot space dot space. You have to have 7 space dots. Just kidding. I don't walk. I have people do that for me. Okay guys, number 1 rule, never do this. You never put ellipses in the beginning of a sentence, ever. It's like the biggest fashion sentence no-no.
He said, Beyonce called me at the party, and I said, oh my god, let me talk to Beyonce. I need to tell her how much I love her. And so she called Beyonce, and then when I was talking to Beyonce, she sounded a lot like Tiffany's mom. Okay, so I told Beyonce, I said, Beyonce, you sound like Tiffany's mom. Beyonce said, yes, I am Tiffany's mom. So I got confused, and I think Tiffany's Beyonce's child. I think she's Blue Ivy, guys.